When it comes to winning races in Owners Club, it's not just about speed and stamina, it's about managing your horse's energy and happiness as well, as they are just as important. These factors can make or break your race performance, and knowing how to handle them effectively is the key to crossing the finish line first. I'm Thomas, Freight Train on Discord, one of the community managers here at Owners Club, and today we're breaking down how energy and happiness work, how they're consumed, and how to keep them at peak levels. First up is energy. So we jump over to the feed menu to check everything out. Energy is the lifeblood of your horse's performance. Energy determines how much stamina your horse has during a race, and if your horse is low, your energy will tire quickly. Feeding is the main way to restore energy, but has a 15-minute cooldown, so timing is key. Energy also replenishes automatically while your horse is idle, restoring about 20 energy points per hour for a grade 1 horse. When racing, you'll drain a percentage of your horse's energy based on the length. A 5 furlong race is about 10%. 6 furlongs, 15%. 8, 20. And at 10 furlongs, you're looking at 30% energy reduced. So managing your energy means knowing when to feed, rest, and race your horse for peak performance. Next, we have happiness. This influences how well your horse's skills perform during a race. Happy horses make fewer mistakes and get better results from their skills. You want to make sure your happiness is kept at a reasonable level, and simply in order to increase those, you can use regular care, intensive care, or premium care options to raise the level. The lower the happiness again, penalties will start to take effect, meaning your horse won't get the full benefit of its trained skills. If you want your horse to race at its best, keeping happiness high is just as important as training the right skills. Feeding and taking care of your horse and making sure it's happy is a great benefit for you and the horse, as you're going to reduce the penalties. Now that we've covered what energy and happiness, let's quickly talk about how important they are and how they impact your horse during a race. There are 4 zones. You have a 90 to 100% zone where there is a small or no penalty. Your horse will run at full or near full potential. At 70 to 89%, you're looking at a small penalty, which is a moderate reduction on your stats such as speed, stamina, and or even skills. If you end up running a race and you're in the 50 to 69% zone of one of these factors, you're going to have a big penalty, a noticeable drop in performance affecting acceleration and stamina recovery. Now, should you choose to run a race at less than 50%, this is a critical penalty. Severe drop in performance, making it tough to win unless you're racing very weak opponents. A quick example of how energy can impact your horse's stamina during a race. Let's say you have a starting stamina of 80 on your horse. Here we go. We can use Clive since he has 78. We'll just pretend he has 80 for this example. You have a max energy of 500 and you have a minor penalty going on. In some cases, if you're running a horse that is below the threshold, your energy means that your horse is running at only 68 stamina versus its 80, meaning your horse will tire out faster during the race. While it's complicated to get into all the math and how it all works, just understand that making sure your horse is happy and trained properly and fed properly will make big differences in how your race goes. So, how do you end up balancing all these factors correctly? Again, 1, plan your races. Don't race back-to-back without resting, or maybe even use a different horse. Use the 15-minute energy cooldown to make sure your horse is fresh. Tip 2, feed strategically. Feed right after your energy replenishes for maximum effect. Third tip, again, as I mentioned, rotate horses. If one horse is low on energy, switch to another. This keeps your stable ready to race at all times. And finally, as simple as it sounds, make sure to race with energy that's above 70% to keep happiness and skill penalties as low as possible. Managing these energy conditions and happiness effectively means your horse will run faster and longer with fewer mistakes, giving you that advantage to end up winning and race the day. And that's really a wrap on maintaining and managing energy and happiness in Owners Club. Make sure to like and subscribe for more racing tips and tricks. Drop a comment with your best strategy for keeping your horses in peak shape, and we'll see you at the finish line.